I'm going to assume everybody can hear me. Um, Mabel or Chunk, just type and let me know if you can hear me. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna present, right? Am I not presenting? I am presenting. All right, awesome. Let's do this. Just gotta update everybody on the position crap. Here's your risk notice. Do not copy me. It's all educational. Blah blah blah. I trade to lose, by the way. Every day I try to get a red day. Um, how do I get this off? All right. So we got positions on. Oh, I have positions on. I have positions on both the prop. What in the prop is this personal? It's going to be a mini. I decided to do one just because I am buying a breakout, and I am coming in late today because I was on Discord. I was not on YouTube. And let's go over what I did yesterday. And why is this like all weird? Hold up one second. Let me fix this. You know what? You guys may have to just deal with this because I am not a professional streamer. Um, sucks. You guys can see it, whatever. I just wanted to show it bigger, but why can't you see this fully? Maybe I gotta make it bigger. There we go. Let's fix this. Okay. All right. So what I did yesterday or last night, I told everybody that am I doing the wrong? I'm doing the wrong projection. It needs to be the big one. Give me a second. Uh, it needs to be the other way. Hold on one second. Window projected. Make this big. Leave that noggin. Whoop. Put that over here. Hold on one second. Next week I'm gonna have Raj and the team work on fixing my stream the way I want it. Um, Obviously, I do not like the way it is right now because look. So I'm gonna stop and switch to a different win. Is this more clear? Is this clear for you guys? Can you see this? And somebody, is this more clear than yesterday's bullshit? And I can hear, but not very loud. I have my volume up. Okay, let me turn up my crap. Give me 1 second. Testing 1 2 3. Audio. Connect external mic. Piece of shit. It's always higher resolution using Zoom. Yeah, I know. That's right. I'm gonna switch to fucking Zoom next week because I do not know how to do this resolution, but I'm gonna switch the fucking thing. Give me 1 second. So I have to stop and present a new window, share screen, share monitor or share window. Where's that projected shit? Yeah, this will be a better resolution next week. Raj is gonna figure that out. Um, that's his job. He's good at that. I'm not. Um, so okay. So I'm gonna review a couple things. We're gonna leave ES alone, which this is totally fine. But let's go to Crude. So Crude's play. So one thing you won't see on here is the hedges that I did on my personal. So I hedged and I overhedged, and I can show that after the day is over. But I hedged and overhedged during this move, and when I overhedged as this was turning and all this other crap that I was doing, I ended up taking some hedges off. I was up, down, and now I am minus $320 on a day for that hedge because I did not want to let this go all against me. And I refuse to close it, and I'll explain why. And I decided to leave one hedge on, which so we have the G on, or the H on, which is the next month. So I hedge with the next month after whatever current month is. Um, so it's similar to calendar spread trading, except I'm just hedging it. And no, I will not hedge micros on crude. There's no reason to. So I'm gonna leave that on no matter what, but we're gonna leave the 6 slots on, going all the way up, all the way, and I'm still looking at 70 plus to get there. I am looking for a breakout, a big breakout coming. Couple things that are happening is this: we have a daily and we have a weekly. If we look at daily and weekly, so if we look at daily and weekly, um, weekly's still up, daily's down, but it's fine because every time we went down, it was tiny and tiny and tiny. The ranges are not expanding. If this was going to fall apart and die on me, this yesterday should have been much greater. Should have been in the $2. Today it's only $1. We are near the highs. We're 5 cents from the highs for the entire range of the day. So from Globix open, and we should just keep going. So that's what this table is, the ADR table. It's your daily ranges. Today, yesterday, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 10, 20 days, and then this is just current from current ADR high and low. So that's the reason I'm doing it. So this is on props. I will do my best to do just fucking day trades, in and out, whatever I can do. Don't care. On personal, it's more serious for me. Um, it is going to be both. If I see a big swing coming, I'm going to go for it. Um, so right now, for this swing to really come into place, we are reclaiming on my monthly level, which is 69.28. We're above it. And the next reclaim is our weekly, 69.49. Once we reclaim that, get a little push. I'm going to try to see if I can add on more to the long side. Just keep going for it. So that is my play for crude. If I can get a couple bucks on it and have 10 lots on it, I'll be fine. I'll be just fine to finish off the year. So I will be happy with that. When we go here into equities, there was no trades this whole time, right? I mean, this was here. And if we just review, let's just review real quick why I did this. Um, it has nothing to do. Give me 1 second. I gotta on one account. I gotta exit some stuff. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna put it right there and see what happens. All right, we're fine on that. Okay. So on this particular thing, so if we look at NQ and ES, everything fell apart yesterday or day before yesterday and all that shit. Everybody knows we're falling apart. All right, great. So um, we had a pullback, right? And I think a lot of people bought some shit last night that I've seen online postings. And if I'm not fully confident in a move of me buying something, I'm not going to do it. One, I don't want to hedge equities. I used to hedge them all the time, but costs end up being very high, and I have actual statements to prove how high it can be. And you will be very upset when you find out when you hedge freaking ES how much it'll cost you compared to crude. So anyway, we came into 12B lower dinos. Reclaim, great. Everybody broke this little brown box besides NQ. So you have RTY. I don't have YM up, but YM did it as well. YM did it. RTY did it. ES did it, right? The only one didn't do it is NQ. NQ, once this broke this weekly on this particular day, everything was to the downside for it. It was just screaming, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down. Hold on 1 second. We're in a trade. Um, and in the morning, what did I want? I wanted this green tapped. I think I was in Discord on voice talking. We were talking about it. Like, all right, a pullback to down here would be great, so we can buy it. And then by the time it's not fucking coming, so what am I going to do is, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it as we get up here. So when it was here, when it was right there, this is my daily balance, and this is overlap of a target for intraday 12B, and just given what day it is and everything else, usually this is a very good short, but today obviously it's not, and I did not go with the short. And let me put a stop and profit real quick. Hold on 1 second. You know what? I'm not. Um, don't need to. So because the idea behind it is, all right, if this is going to reclaim and not sell off next week, because what is scary is if we close below this level, do I have the weekly in here? I don't have the weekly overlaid in here, so which is fine. But if we, let me pull this up. If we close below this level, this low box right here, 34.50, if we close below it today, we're in a break and extend to the downside next week. So what that means is if you look at a daily chart, right? If you look at a daily chart, what that would mean is if we ended up closing below, if we do, well, we'll see what today is. If we do, then your target is down here for next week. It's usually what happens when you have those breaking extents, when you close below those levels. It is scary to do it. So, bet is like, just go up, just go up. And I was, I'm late to the game, you know, to get on this, which is fine, right? Shit happens. So when I saw it, I'm like, well, I have to buy it now. I can't wait. So I ended up just filling it right there. That was my fill. This is on TFD micro. And then I ended up just saying on my copier, I just said, you know what, whatever I do on ES, just do one lots on ES in my personal, and then on my, because I have Crude on, still want to buy Crude. Um, so I want to see, and I pay 50% margins. So as you can see, the margin, this is $8,000 for me to do on one micro. So this isn't retail day trading power. So, oh, you guys don't see the fucking screen. You guys don't see the screen at all. I just realized that. Yep. Thank you, Josh. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this again. That sucks. All right. Uh, the text is ineligible. This sucks. I just talked about all this for no reason. All right. Can you see the screen now? Yep. Okay. All right. So screen is there. When it was BT on? All right. I just realized. Oh, there's BT. Okay. BT's on.
I
So
just put a whole dissertation just as an FYI in the Discord channel on gold, complete with chart and plan for next week, just
yeah,
as an
Gold's
FYI.
gonna go on a ripper. Um, yep. So, all right, let me go over again what I just talked about because I was sharing my face instead of the screen. I didn't realize it till now. All right, it sucks, but anyway, whatever, whatever. I should probably no, wait, move this. Where's my target? Okay, 35. Let's see if we can keep it going. I'm gonna once I get out, I will go over everything I just talked about because I just did not speak about it correctly, which is totally fine. We're coming up to the weekly. We're above next week's balance. We're coming on up. We're gonna squeeze right through it, and we're gonna go ahead and
Hey, Esad.
hey, who's
How's it
this?
going?
Josh.
Josh.
Hey,
Yep.
yo.
I was
I
just
did.
thinking, let's make sure your stream's working on YouTube first, and then before you go through that whole thing again.
Yeah,
So just take a break, have some coffee or something while we get that going.
yeah.
Did you get Raj's message about that?
No, I did not.
He was just looking to name the the YouTube stream.
Oh, you can do. Okay, name it whatever. Full. No, don't fucking call. It's not gonna be always full. Oh, okay, that portion it's on there. So this is. Oh, hold up. Yeah. There's your message, Raj. Yeah. See that going. Okay. I'm gonna raise this. How high can she go? All right. We're gonna get a push into the weekly, and then I think we can breathe. Once we push into that, I will go. Once I get out of this, I will go over um, the entire play because today's level, the most important level to me, is 3450 today. It will be the most important level there is. And let me explain why. I'll put ES right here. This is 15 minute, but your weekly level's right there. And we want to get into this box. And if we can reclaim, man, if we can reclaim 6050 today, um, be one hell of a day if we can. Everybody's pumping. Come on. All right. Reclaim that sucker. Came right to 35 where I was to exit. Being a little greedy, but we're gonna put a stop and profit for myself because I'm not giving shit back. I want to do it. Rejected by why? Why? I am long. Yeah, because I gotta put it over here. We'll put it right under that. That's fine. If it takes it, it takes it. I'm okay with that. Okay, now so I'm just gonna trail this behind this little line that keeps moving. Wherever that goes, I will go with it. I do not want price to get below it. Simple as that. And that's just for me. All right. Let's go over crude and let's go over ES. Man, look at that tap. Push it on up. This can go right there now.
Just so you know too, while you're going over ES, I'm going to post a daily chart in the Discord room so that you can see where we were, where we are, where we came from, and all the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, check this out, man. Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. This chart right here. I mean, if hold up, raise that. Okay. This is impressive. So if we look at that daily chart, which is ES. Now if you look at this daily chart, which is NQ. Okay. So we had 38s. Keep going. Come on. And where's my trail? Okay, so we need to trail higher. We're gonna expand to 44s. I'll go over this in a second. I just want to make sure I manage this correctly. I'm okay with that. We may get a pushback, and I want to see how high I can get this. And my original target was 35, and we'll leave it there, because that way I won't be pissy about it if I get stopped out. And I only did one. I feel like I little vagina for doing one, but I have more size on Crude, so you don't want to over leverage. I don't want to do that for relative to what I'm doing here. Okay. And I want to see bigger expansion. One thing I don't have is a scalp, so let me do this real quick. A scalp. I don't see the. I removed it off of this, so I have to do this real quick. A scalp. No. Let's see what NQ looks like. NQ is flying, and we gotta put this to 120. Alright, so NQ scalping, what is that one going? So we have breaking stances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more, like 6 or 7 is what I see usually in a row. A rotation push is usually what I see, and we're gonna lock in, not lock in, but we're just gonna trail higher, and I want to get a minimum of 40 points on this. So I'm okay with this. So that would be the profit, which is your average daily range. Not lately, but there we go. Cancel that. There you go. Okay, now I can talk. Oh, hey, Butler. Please tell me that worked. Butler and I are doing something. Is he on here? You on here? Check our private chat. All right. I will tell you this. If this comes back to here, to where I entered, and 12B is somewhere near that, I will buy it again. Because if that occurs, and I got to show you a different chart, not a non-daily, so which is this one, our target would be, as long as this holds, right now it's 59.80, and we have 15 minutes. So if a pullback comes anywhere near here to go higher, our target for today would be 60.80. Yep, that's what it would be. Simple as that. You're going to struggle breaking this, but which is 60.50. So you're going to struggle breaking that. All right, now I can go over this crap. But that's the only time I won't get back in. So hey, that was that. Sorry for coming in late. Everybody understand this. I will start by 8 a.m. Pacific time. And anyway, so let's go over this. All right. So end of the world happened 2 days ago, right? We fell apart. Our I'm gonna go over ES equities real quick, and then I will jump on crude and show you what I'm doing, what the plan is for the whole damn thing. Powell started speaking here and fell apart, right? Bam, right into the monthly level. This was line in the sand for daily closes. If we were gonna go below all of that, the fall would have been really ugly, and things like that. So market the next day did nothing, right? We fell apart. We opened up next day right here. We just went kind of sideways, kind of drifted lower, at Globex time and just started going lower. I did nothing yesterday in the equities. I am long since yesterday on what do you call this thing? Crude oil. So I'm long on crude oil, 6 of them, and I'll jump over and talk about that. So nothing happened yesterday for me. And today, woke up, coming in a little later. I think I woke up here. I was in Discord speaking to some folks, and we talked about it. I'm like, okay, clearly price went down and went down into our 12B level, and then we had a daily level in here. Did not do it here, but if we look at NQ, NQ did it. NQ touched it to the tick, the daily level. Like if you blow it up, this is a 50-minute chart. If you blow it up right there, you can see it. And this brown is a weekly level. So everybody fell apart last week or a couple days ago and exceeded going below a weekly support essentially, right? Which is that's a weekly support. NQ did not. NQ stayed. NQ only broke its balance. Where did NQ go? Right there. So NQ only broke its balance level as everybody was breaking their support because NQ was drastically higher than everybody else. So now NQ went to the weekly support, hit a daily support. This is an intraday support. It's low blue, but the most important thing is the brown, right? So hold that brown level weekly, and it went up. Okay, it went up, reclaimed. And I think it was here when we were talking. Yep, it was somewhere over here. I'm like, all right, perfect. Usually when we get to a balance first time, usually we have a little sell-off and go up. Did not happen. It continued going. And as I saw the daily and 12B in here, I'm like, well, you know what? It's Friday. Next week balance is higher. And if we are going to continue to sell off next week, if we close today anything below this 34.50, it's over with. I'm going to be a bear next week. We got Santa Claus rally, all that, nonsense. I wouldn't say nonsense, but all that, those things coming up, those biases. So the goal idea today is like I just want to get here and close here. Doesn't matter how far I can go, just close above by a tick or more. That's why when I saw it here, I'm like, well, it looks like we're gonna go ahead and keep going. So we were up here, we're just remaining. Usually when you get the first test into a support, just like when you look at the bottom, when you get the first one, we'll have to go right here. Usually when you get in, it's gonna go right away and not continue. In this case, this was like overnight, whatever. But once you get to the US sessions, when this broke, it kept going, right? Um, it kept going. So that's why I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Sorry for the language, but this did not break down. So I'm like, I'm buying it. I'm buying a daily balance. So that's gonna be the main push for me, and this is gonna be break and extend. And that break and extend for me is pushing it all the way up to, well, this is NQ version, but ES is pushing it up all the way to 60.60. But I have this target because this is weekly support. So for me, I wanted 35s and we exited at 38. So it's even better. So that worked out. So that was that trade. I only did one lot because I have other longs on. And I'm gonna go over that right now. So on props, I'm only gonna do day trades, obviously, and on equities. I mean equities. On personal, It will be all of it. Sorry, but I will not just do day trades because that's just nonsense. I have to do what is right and show you how I think. What? How am I? How am I? Okay, it's free profit for me. All right, whatever. Um, don't know. Just saw on another account that I was short from 37 on ES. Had no idea how I'm short there, so I just closed it. I just saw it. 10 points, free 10 points. Had no idea. Sorry. So if you ever see, I trade multiple accounts. So you ever see me do that? And multiple accounts. These are not props, by the way. Prop is going to be TFT specifically. That's the only prop you will see from me. It's the only prop I'm dedicated to. The only one I trust. And K1, FYI. I'll talk about that. I'm not a accountant, but I will talk about what it is. And we'll go over that. But let's go over Crude. What I did. Let's go over this mess. All right. So Crude, we're gonna start with daily. All right, and weekly to show you thought process of what I'm looking at, and then I'll show you the trades or the trader. So in Crude, we got a weekly chart. We have a daily chart. Okay, and this is a dual stochastic RSI. Sierra does have their own version in Sierra, but it sucks. It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen. So I wrote my own. And this own is, you can write your own, and a lot of softwares have it. Just Google this crap in trading. I wrote it in TradingView, but I wrote my own version in TradingView. And I'll a better version. I think I'm just better at tweaking math. Anyway, so this is pulling down, and we have been going kind of sideways in a range in here. So we are at a monthly level, right? So monthly level is sitting, if we look at it, let's blow this up, is 69.28. That's the monthly level. Weekly is 69.49, and we got a quarter of 69.97. So we've been trying to break the quarter last week multiple times. We're just hanging out here, and now we're here at this monthly level trying to go up, right? My my plan is to get 10 lots. I only have 6 on, and I ended up getting them. I ended up getting the longs from, believe it or not, 2 lots here. Okay, you will see one here because this is prop. Anything I do in personal, you will see that the position's on. So I ended up buying my balance. So this is the middle of it. I'm like, okay, if I buy this here, I know my risk is going to be down here to here, and we should go up. It is bullish on a bigger trend, period. You're not going to break a monthly level that easily. Not without some insane news that are going to be against crude going up. Um, and geopolitics today are not in favor for crude going down. Not until a couple of weeks. We're gonna have to see what the policy does next month. But for right now, I'm looking up, 70, $72. No joke. That's what I'm looking for. Just want to get up there. This will be moved as we get closer. So I bought here, and Globex. Where was my Globex buy? Right there. And then when I came here, I was like, oh, this is not looking great because this expanded down lower. We most likely can go down. So I ended up selling H's. So the following month. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let this go all against me. So I'm gonna hedge. And then I over hedged. And once I'm done, I'll pull it all up. But I over hedged, and that collected my profit, and I was up on the hedge. And then when I over hedged and price started going back up, I'm like, oh shit, it's time to close this hedges because I can't have the full hedge on and all that. So I took off 6 lots and I left one on. I'm like, I'm gonna leave one on just so it's in my eye. I'm okay with it. And I ended up being minus $320, I think, after I closed all the hedges, and I left one on. And then when I left it on, it was at break even because my 68.12 was my and this is H contract. So this is this is a totally different contract, right? The following month, the future month. So I said I'm gonna leave it on just in case because I'm gonna pump this up. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pump it up and I'm gonna try to get 10 lots on the long side. I'm gonna leave one lot on the H, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna see how high I can get this crude to go before I need to drop, before I need to close the long. And I will only close it. I will only close it as if I think we are at the top of where I think we can get to. So as long as we still hold and if this keeps going, this will just keep raising. So this swing may go into the weekend, probably will, FYI. Even if in profit, doesn't matter. I'm gonna just keep holding it. If I can get 10 lots on, $2 in profit for this entire thing, I will be very happy. That will take the account. That will make my year nice. So that's the idea here. Okay, so let's go in here. How does one become quant? Also, yeah, this is all CR charts, ISIS. 100% CR charts that I do. TFD is connected, so to show you that, I can go to equity stream, right? How do I show an account? How do I show? Because I can't show pop-up. Oh, I know what I can do. I can do this. Wait, this is my 15-minute. Sorry. Yeah, I know what I can do. I can show you. I can just to show you that it is the prop. This particular thing on CR that you see. I can attach a trade window, and that's TFD. This is for the prop. So anything you see here will be sent to my personal. The only difference is outside of the personal is I will do more, a lot more. So I have to have a skin in the game for me to take trading seriously. And you know, just because I've been doing it too long, for me, I have to put my personal on the line as well to do well in a prop account. It's that simple. So if we look at here, and my setup is called what? So the boxes called dynos. Okay, that's what we call them. So to me, if you look at the journal for this particular setup, it was an upper dyno plus DB overlap. All right. So that is a daily balance overlap, which is that green level DB. So if you see the word DB, that's daily balance. If you see 12B, that's 12B balance. Just consider that intraday. And let me put my screenshots because I have an auto screenshot sent from CR to Discord. So I like to entry was this. So if we look at the entry at the time of entry, this is exactly what it looked like, right? So I entered here, but you don't see this in hindsight, but this is exactly what everything looked like when I entered, based on, for me, right there, you can see it. And when I exited it, and that's the entry, and I exited it, the exit was this, and the exit was that, because I exited right there, and then I canceled this right after, because it was not a bracket order, it was me just adding a stop and just rolling it. All right, 9 a.m. printed. There's the level that we should get hit. So that means a pullback to there to go up if it gets there. If it goes below, it's going to fail and not go. But nothing for me to do there. Simple as that. So now I need to figure out that. Give me a second. A lot of stuff going on, so let me make sure I'm doing everything right. Okay. All right. Yep. So let's go over the journal. Yep. So it was an overlap, and I call that a breakout drift. What does that mean for me? Is usually when we have a breakout, and I think we're going to be in a drift mode, just going to the next time frame. The next time frame for this is going to be daily / weekly, just going up higher, and that's exactly what happened. So that was that setup. So the goal is once we have some, lots more time on this particular thing, we will have, good stats that we can go into for the upper dyno and look at the setups that I'm doing and just have what I want. Why do I like this? Is just in case I was wondering what this setup even looks like, right? So for me, I don't know if you guys care about this. If you are learning, what I would do for yourself is, as you enter, have a screenshot. Whether you have an auto thing to take a screenshot for you, you don't need it. Whether you have it or not doesn't really matter. You can take your own screenshot. Just take a screenshot of your chart. What I would do, because this is my entry and this is my exit. You know, um, so for me, I just go grab it and just paste it in here, and that way I can go look at it. You know, so if you have setups, and you're like, let me look at all the breakout drifts and whatever setups I'm looking at. Now let me go look through all the trades and let me see what all of that looked like. So that will be a smart thing for you to do, in my opinion, is so you can see like, okay, this looks like, wow, this setup doesn't even look like it matched any of the others. Things like that. That's why I like it. So that's why. So that's a good one. And this we'll see how far she goes, but we had the dailies, we had the daily dinos, we had overlap, we had one attempt, two attempt, three, and it took off. It did not break, did not continue lower, which is great. Now we are sitting up into here, and I want to see a breakout. I want to see this thing destroy this and just keep going. Levels for tomorrow are still the same as of right now. Our daily levels for tomorrow is 70-80. Today is the same as today. So we'll see what happens. I'm either gonna get lucky or get completely destroyed. Kidding. I'm gonna hedge the hell out of this. I won't get destroyed on Crude. And as I see another setup, I will go over it. We talked about gold earlier, but we're not gonna talk about it now. It's kind of boring. Nothing to do. Yeah. Where are the support and resistance zones from? See your charts. Something I have. That's all. That's where it is. I'm gonna remove scalp off of. No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave that on. And if you guys occasionally hear a baby in the background, that is my newborn. That is my life right there. I live for my kid now. I trade for my kid now. I have a new reason to trade. Oh, and speaking of quant stuff, somebody just asked, how does one become a quant trader? Okay, so we're gonna talk about that, and I want to go over gold for you guys on a particular setup. And we can do that in a little bit, but I just wanted to update everybody on my positions and what I'm doing, and we'll see how far I go. You know what I mean? The goal here is this: once I am complete with the challenge and all of that, I am going to get my statements audited by third party, not by me showing you. Look, take a look at this. Yeah, it's fine. I can show you a statement every day, but I'm going to get it audited so that way it's a stamp of approval. You know, because if I'm gonna keep talking crap on other people that are just sim traders, there's a big difference of trading live and trading sim. Just letting you know. And the goal here is to get everybody live, because once you're live, it's your money. You control it. Go for it. You know, you will be more focused. You know, maybe people fail all these props more and more and more because it's not real, because it's just sim only. You don't take it as serious. I know I can't. That's why I have a personal connected to it. You know, like this was on TFD, as you can see right there live, right? And that was a 36-minute trade, and that same exact trade was on a personal account for me. Only difference is I did one lot too, but I will only do minis. Why? It doesn't make sense for me to do micros. You know, that's like the bigger your account is, that's when you can size up. But if you are in micros, if you are in a prop account, how do I turn down this damn music? Oh, 1 second. Music's loud as shit. There we go. Is that better? It's loud in my ear. Yeah. Sorry for the language, but sometimes I don't notice something bothers me until later. But anyway, okay. So I have nothing else to do in equities unless we come down here. That's it. It's back to 6,000. I'll buy it, but will that happen? I don't know. Because I'm expecting another bigger push up. But you know, it's 174 points already for today, which is pretty impressive. Very impressive actually. And 779 on what's this called? NASDAQ. But yeah, no, we'll wait and see what happens. One second. All right. Hello. Okay. What's up? What up, DS? Yeah. If you ever hear in the background, that's my newborn. It's what I live for. What I trade for. All right. Let's see. This goes without me. Whatever. I don't care. Already got the trade in, so I'm done with DS unless it comes down, which I don't see it coming down. If it does, it's it's a lot of points up. What we want is gotta close above. Just call it 35. Must close today above it. I don't care where. Um, so that is that. And crude, I'm looking for higher. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. That's the position. I'm gonna leave that hedge on forever. It doesn't really matter how far it goes because I got 6 on the others, and I'll just buy more to make it 10 as it's appropriate. But I want to get above all these levels and to expand to go higher for breakout time. Uh, if anybody has any questions, you can ask or type them. But yeah, I'm leaving this shit on. I'm not gonna sit on this on YouTube for the next 5 hours sitting here watching because there's nothing for me to do besides wait. All right. What else can I? I have nothing else to speak about. I got nothing else to say. I'm not an entertainer.
Well,
I got nothing else to do but wait, man. Just got to get back above here. The funny thing is my average is 63, and then we're gonna get up. A big move is coming. I should make 20 grand on this. Something like that, right? You got anything, BT?
just for the in the now, the RTY has a target up at 23.2304. The ES has a target up at 68. These are both in current break and extends, as is gold, which has a smaller target up at 57. All of these markets are coming into critical positions with a lot of implication for next week. I did post all of next week's levels in the Discord room with a little synopsis of what the expectancy is based on where price is. And so it's just kind of laying out a little bit of kind of what to expect next week. The one that's in the most vulnerable position right now, obviously, is the RTY because it
RTY.
is
Yep.
in a downtrend on multiple time frames, whereas the ES is on the verge of kind of reclaiming all of its trend after being briefly below for the past 48 hours. Gold, the same type of deal. Um, so these are the kind of points when you're looking at AMT and stuff like that that you want to take kind of your swing positions also. So whether it be options, whatever it is, because you are right now in the ES, if we close with this type of action the way that we are right now, we are back in agreement on every single time frame, which is going to make trading a lot easier and more seamless.
Yes.
Because it'll tend to be neater. Whereas the RTY is going to be tricky because not only is it still in a weekly break and extend, unless it can actually, close above, I think it's 2023 or something in that area. It
Yep.
even after doing that, it
26.
would, yeah, okay. So then it would still also be below balance
Mm-hmm.
for the month. So the expectation would be is that if we can somehow get above that, it would negate the weekly break that we are having that we're in right now. And it would also imply that the next rotation is going to continue up into that monthly time frame. And that's where your large decision is going to be, because a failure would mean that it's going to be a short that would ultimately take out the low from this month, or it's just going to dust itself off and kind of get in line with the rest of the indices because it is the odd man out correct right now. In terms of the RTY though, even though it's in a downtrend, it did still come from a key point of support, which was the monthly dynamic range. The interesting thing about the RTY is that even though I'm a believer that it does reverse first, regardless of trend, it does put in its reversals. It'll show signs of slowing first. But that said, it will also continue to go directional while the ES is, doing what it did yesterday. So it went further because it was weaker, but it did hit that monthly low dynamic range. And so now what happens is if that low is any good, we should see price continue that rotation up into monthly balance. And that's going to be the minimum price objective off of this low. Of course, as I said, the weekly is in the way. So that is the one sticky point in the way. Whereas the ES, today's action actually negated the weekly break and extend, which was setting up expectation for lower lows next week. Price is also now above next week's balance. So now we are back to an all-time frame up. So with that said, we're having a little bit of issue with the 618 retracement here. But once we get through that, there's no reason that we shouldn't go back towards the, 60, 80 area. And I believe that might be, we were in the 61s when this broke down. So, this theoretically could go and erase the entire sell-off. And, your theory for Santa rally is back. Now, that said, if we start to break and we start to slow down, it's out the window. So the beauty of it is that you're at a decision point right now. What happens today is going to dictate what is likely going to be the path forward next week.
Yep. Weekly closes are vital.
Yep.
For the path for the following week. It will make your life easier if that's all you pay attention to.
Right. And we had discussed yesterday that, we had the daily break and extend, and we had kind of, wondered out loud about, well, are we going to get another lower low today? And we ended up getting it, overnight, right?
Yep. Overnight across the board.
A lot of times it's not going to work out when we're sitting here. It's not going to happen. But knowing that we came in, and I think we mentioned that if it gap lower today and we got into the 58s, that it would be a buyable event. Obviously it was, and obviously this is exceeding expectation as to what would happen for the day, but it took off. You're getting help by the short covering. Gold was the same thing, and that was the one thing yesterday. And I will say that of all the shit that we were talking about yesterday, Esad and I both were kind of looking at gold as, okay, it's holding, I want to be long. And again, it worked out. It exceeded what I thought anyway. I mean, it's gone further than I thought. But now what you have is a 4-hour break and extend with a target upward that is going to put you in line with that weekly. So again, you have 3 markets that are facing decision points for going into next week. And obviously it is Christmas next week. It is going to be low volume, and it's super easy to, push the market up when there's nobody really trading. So if the ES closes well, we're back to, there's no reason to think that there's going to be any more sell-off. And that's kind of what I was saying yesterday. And I know it sounded really stupid yesterday. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, you always have to defer to the higher time frame.
Yep.
No matter what you're trading intraday, the higher time frame will dictate the path of least resistance.
Yeah, always will. And guess what? I am about to be green on my full position for crude. I do have a H on, which is I'm gonna leave that. That's gonna be on. You guys are gonna see that on for next week's. I ain't closing that shit. I'll see when I need to, but as of right now, I'm not. So I should be green here in about 10 cents. on that particular thing, but I want to get $2 on it, and I want to see if I can get 10. If I can get 4 more or 5 more lots on this crude long, then I can get, I don't know, 20 grand out of it. I gotta buy a new car. That's my target. My target is a car. Ain't that right, kiddo? You need a new car for your new seat.
Here we go. Right now, in the way of the 4 hour target on the ES is right here at the 40. If we can get through here, I don't see anything.
Let me go back to that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good. You know, I just realized I have open, high, low, close bars on RTY. I have full bars, range bars on candlestick style on ES. And then I have a tick chart, which is using skinnier candlesticks on NQ. Totally different, like, different views to look at it. I just realized that. Personally, I have to look at open, high, low, close on RTY. I don't know why, but candlesticks like don't make sense to me. Um,
hmm.
and I like to look RTY on time anyway. I either like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, but the other boys, ES and NQ, I like ticks and ranges.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just realized that.
it's funny. I look at the same time frame on everything.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
And crude, I look at range and candlesticks, which got some little differences. Everybody should have their own style. What about a YM? YM, so I used to look at YM all the time, and YM is looking good. I'll glance YM on TradingView because I have the same levels on TradingView, and I'll just glance at it. Reason I don't is because BT talked me out of it. Didn't even think about it. It's too cheap. Too cheap. So if I'm going to trade YM, why should I? If it's very highly correlated with the others, and I can just go put size on another one where I can make more. That's why. I don't want to put more size in YM when I can just do an extra lot somewhere else and make the same amount or more. So I don't do YM. Trading wise, I'll glance at it, things like that on a higher level, but I won't look at it on a 5 minute chart. I will only look at it on a daily chart to see are we above or below weekly.
Yep.
But that's how I look at YM. And YM is important, but I just don't need it. Don't
Oh,
need it.
that's great.
But if you're looking to trade minis or something like that, YM is not a bad start. It's easier. I wouldn't say easier. It's a good one. It trends well. It's a good one. If you're struggling with I would pick a YM over NQ, especially for newer people. Things like that. YM is not a bad one. It's just too cheap for me. That's the only reason. For my personal account. It's not too cheap for a smaller prop account until you get, build that thing up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to build up and graduate.
Okay.
By the way, we bought new for the kids, Bella's first shoe yesterday.
Aw,
We bought it because we're going to St. Louis and it's cold over there, so she needs some shoes.
that's cute.
Here, you don't need shoes. It's just hot. All right. Okay, thank you for sharing. I never thought that way. I switched to NQ yesterday and got smashed because I didn't really understand the tick. Oh yeah, yeah. If you, in my opinion, is this: if you are going to trade NQ and you really like the way it moves for whatever reason, try trading MNQ. So just try doing that. If you really, really, really need to or want to trade NQ, not I do trade NQ. BT does not. She doesn't trade NQ at all. I'm trying to get her to,
Nope.
but she doesn't. I don't trade NQ as much as I trade ES though. So I'll say that.
Here we go.
Uh, let's see. But yeah, that's where I stand on that. Uh, yeah, man. I don't trade. I have nothing against micros. I don't trade micros for my personal because it just wouldn't make sense. I'm wasting capital. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you need to trade your size relative to your account size. But if you're brand new and you never did this before, and you for whatever reason you have, let's just say you have a bigger account, you have $100,000 or more or whatever, it doesn't mean you should start in minis and start flinging that shit if you never traded either. Like there's account size relativity, and there's also, do you know what you're doing? you
Yeah,
know, that matters. Because
exactly.
I mean, I saw what's that guy? What's his name? The guy, the pizza guy. One bite, everybody knows all the rules. Oh my God, what's his name? Do you know who I'm talking about? The one, he's all over the East Coast and just rates pizzas. Started Barstool, that guy. But he on
Portnoy.
YouTube, yeah, him on YouTube, he did for fun. He did it. He did $1 million account, his own money. You know, It's not a trader. You can watch his live streams and stuff, but he lost a bunch of money just doing crap during 20. I think it was 2020. Like remember everybody COVID and all that. That's when he was doing
Uh-huh.
that. He was just like streaming doing that crap, and yeah, no, he he lost a bunch. You know, I think it was all clearly for entertainment, but it was fun to watch. I didn't watch it every day, but every time I did, he was losing his mind. He was like, what the hell? But so just because you have and if this is something you want to learn, you better learn properly and not in a dumb way. Just because a big size account is not going to make you profitable. Simple
True,
as that. You can't DCA for the rest of your life
true, true.
because like 2 days ago, if you kept DCAing, that DCA wouldn't look pretty for you. Come here, kiddo. Come here.
True enough.
Yeah, so crude's looking good, slowing down, but we'll see what it does here. Look, you looking at the charts? Yeah.
All right, let's see. Definitely having a little slowdown here.
All right. Well, did anybody Well, at least I think in Discord some people did. We caught that ES trade together. I gotta ask Butler if he got it. Hey Butler, where are you at?
He's on. He's not on voice.
Oh, he's not on voice. Okay, let me just message him. I want to see if it did it. All right. Hold on 1 second. By the way, I did. I just that NQ trade was pretty good on the on the POA accounts. I just checked, and I did 3 of them on it, which is nice and pretty.
No, I've been mostly focused on gold this morning or in this afternoon.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my mistake was I took a gold long, but not on an account that matters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just wasted my time.
I actually only did it for myself.
Ah,
Nobody else.
let me see if I ever do anything for myself with somebody else. I don't think I do. I have one account. Everything I do on my personal, that there's only one account that gets everything I do. A POA account, I'm talking. Everything I do on my own, I will do on his. And he's in Italy, so anything I do, he'll see it like the next day.
Hmm. So on the range, it looks like 32 is initial pullback en route to 68.
Yeah.
Do I want to get involved? Let's see.
I see that too. But I will not be getting involved. Like for me, I just don't want to. I don't want to. It was a good trade, and I don't want to mess up ES. So I like the points collected based on whatever today's range is so far, 180 something. And I'm not going to be taking a new one unless we get to 6,000. So
Okay.
I'm like looking for that 1% trade. This is I will only take it here if it happens. Other than that, I won't. So um, that's where I stand on ES.
I like it. I'm gonna do a little mid.
You know. Now, if I did not have any ES trades today, I would be taking it. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? It's like one of those. Okay, I got a good trade in. How do I need to protect my profit? Type
And
deal.
I'm in.
Go for it.
Yeah. 45 T1. Come on. Loaded.
Hey, is Josh on? I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him some shit. Where is he? He messaged me.
I'm here. I was just listening on YouTube.
Ah, different Josh. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, fine.
There's another. He was asking some things that I already went over. Well,
Okay.
um, he was in the room earlier, but I didn't even realize I wasn't sharing my screen.
That's
Yeah, nice.
hilarious.
And when we were talking, and I'm like, oh man, wasn't even looking. And I happened to go add you to, to backstage, whatever. I'm like, my screen's not showing.
That's funny.
I would have sat here all day.
Funny.
I think we had higher views when it was just my face.
Uh,
But anyway, what I wanted to go over, because I'm not doing anything trading wise. Already talked about it. I'm holding this. This is going forever. Um, it's just this, not just this, but it just looks good. We bought everything up from whatever overnight is. So we are reclaiming weekly. If we look at the brown level over here, I mean, I think you guys, I need to create a legend. You know what I should do? I will probably create a legend in as a label in, what do you call it? Like either on my chart or on YouTube. WB weekly, DB daily, like what things mean.
yep.
But I have two things, so we should just keep going. And I see no reason to close anything. Quarterly is sitting over here at 69.97, so 70 bucks in crude. It looks fantastic. Whenever I will say this, whenever Trump gets in place, and I'm not a political person, I'm a realistic, but there will be policy changes. So crude is gonna be shaken the fuck up. So
I
be very
am.
careful whenever that comes into play. But I will be trading it. Um, so I think we're gonna either I'm gonna do it today or I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but sometime next week. Um, he asked, he has some ideas that he tested, and he says he has some good stats on it. So I'm gonna show how I get my stats, and I've done this before. He's looking at range breakouts, first 5 minutes, first 60 minutes, etc. Now I can show you guys live how to do it in seconds. And then in volatility band, so he's using it based on VWAP breaches. I have a particular thing on that too. Um, and gap fills. I have a really special thing on that. And I'm going to tell you something about gap fills. It's BS. It's the worst thing you can do. Half gap is something different. And I'll go over that. But gap fills, don't even look at them. And I'll explain my reasonings on that as well. But whenever he gets back on, we'll go over. I'll go over something.
Mm.
All right, he's in actually. Okay, so he's watching, and we're gonna. Anybody remember my OB stats? So let's pull it up. Well, one, I gotta pull it up from a different Sierra and drop it in here. Give me 1 second. So I gotta go to Sierra charts. Gotta put this on mute. Baby's crying. 1 second. All right, so he asked me about some range breakout style stats. We're not doing anything. We already went over. If you guys missed what I talked about, um, you know how to rewind. So I'm gonna put trading on lock because I'm not closing anything because I don't know what I'm opening up. So I want to make sure I don't have an auto thing on it. So I'm gonna lock it right real quick. That's why I'll say lock. I want to make sure that I don't screw some things up. Okay. And I'm gonna open up a particular chart and I'm gonna vertical this. What market is this? This is ES. So we're gonna wait for this to download. Is this the correct symbol? Yeah. I'm gonna connect and disconnect because I think I have to. So give me 1 second. Connect and disconnect. There we go. All right. Okay. I want to make sure. I don't know what stats I'm pulling here. All right. Let's see what I did. Uh, this is 30 minutes. This is whatever. Okay. So this is this. Okay. So I can close one chart. I don't need this chart, right? Actually, I'm gonna leave it on. So how I get my stats, how I get certain stats, how a lot of people get it's different. So there's initial balance. Okay, so we're gonna do a first hour open. I want to 1 second. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go over first hour open, just as an example. Okay, so this study, first hour open, right? By the way, one study you guys will all get. Remove this fucking crap. Sorry about that. Move that crap. You guys will all receive. This is gonna be a fun one. You guys don't see this, but if I go to AMT community and if we go to session tracker, we can have it all. So we can do it this way. So you can actually kind of see. So initial balance and all that. So we'll do that automatic for us. So I don't want to do anything, but we'll do it this. And I want to make sure that I am doing this correctly. I'm gonna delete that. All right. So we have initial balance is the first hour of the open, high low, right? Most people like to trade what? Breakouts to the upside, break down to the downside, whatever that hour is. Reason 6:30 for me is because I'm in Pacific time zone. So for you will be 9:30 if you're Eastern. If you're Central, it'll be 8:30. If you're other time zone, convert it, and that's what it is. So first hour open, we opened here, and by the time 7:30 hit, this was the high, and this is a particular 5-minute chart. These are 5-minute bars. It doesn't matter on the bars. The time is the time, and that's it. That's where it was. Okay. And obviously we broke at the next candle. So what I'm looking for is this. So I have those levels plotted, and this is the high, and this is the low. You know, all right. So IB high, IB low. Okay, got it. That's current price, and we're gonna go ahead and remove any other levels that we do not want in here, just other studies. So I am going to take up this multi-mode study, and I want to say I want to buy a breakout. Okay, I want to break out to the upside. S7 high. to see anything else. So let me see if I can. Is this the correct study? I want to make sure. I want to make sure I get it correct. No, no, no. Internal balance and high is made.
Esad,
SP.
you're not sharing whatever you're talking about if you're meant to.
You guys can't see the pop out. How would I share this in, because it's in Discord, not in Discord, it's in OBS. You know when you click like chart settings?
If you're sharing OBS, then just change your scene. If you have another scene that shows something else, or share the desktop that it's on.
Desktop is a 49-inch monitor.
Yeah, you have to.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, so you know what? You have to share screen, not just the application. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think here. What if I do? Give me a second. Think you guys. Okay. What if I do this? What if I? You can share a portion of the screen. Yeah, I know. Figured that one. That's what I'm trying to find. Where's that portion? Hold up 1 second. I gotta. All right. Let's do that. Let's figure this out, guys. So if I hide equity time, okay, unhide TFD. What is all that showing? Okay, so it's the same crap. Unhide crude. Ah, all right. I gotta move this portion though. All right. Give me a second. How do I move this stupid thing? I hate. Okay. Aha. I feel like a 60-year-old man. There we go. Can do it that way. Ah, now you see it. All right. Now you see it. Okay. So if we go to collection real quick, and I'm going to show you how I get my things. I want to do a breakout to the upside. I want initial balance, and I think it's 7. I believe 7 is the thing. Yep, so it's 7. And I want to do the first candle, initial first signal only. So if I did that, so now it's going to tell me the first signal close. That's how I look at it. I want a high made outside, and I want the next candle to be that entry for me for the long. And if we keep going, there's another one right there and another one right there that happens. One thing I need to do, just realized, I need to put a session thing, a time, trade window. We're gonna start it at 7:30. This is how you get stats, how you evaluate your setups. Okay, and let's just say, obviously, I'm gonna say noon for me. So I'm not taking anything after that crap. And we're gonna go ahead and okay. So that means I can only take a long if it shows up between 7:30 and noon on the long side, and that's the true breakout. And now what I'm gonna do is say okay, and this is IB60 long, and then I'm gonna duplicate that, and we're gonna do the short side. Short. I would like a breakdown, okay, to the downside, or breakout. Initial balance, let me just double check what it is, because I do not remember. 7, so it's 9 is the low. SG9. 9, and hit OK. So now I should have the triangles right there. All right, perfect. So I got them. So I have what I wanted there. I'll move this down and duplicate that, enter, bam. Okay, so this is another study I have. And now I'm going to go into this study and connect to those signals. So I got an IB long, I got a signal right there, and I got an IB short for the short side. I want to start one. So each whole time is 1 bar. So however many, whatever would I have? 5-minute bars. So my whole time is 5 minutes. Oh, I'll show you something. Step in 1 bars. I do not have no stops, no nothing. I don't want stops for a specific reason. So now I have 1,940 days loaded in here. All right. If I did this every damn day, and this is only picking up shorts, so give me a second. Let me figure out why it's not picking up the longs, because sometimes it is where it's located. And sometimes, there we go. All right. So long side. Long side right now. So this is a setup, IBB long, right? And so how do I know it's doing it correctly? So what this is showing me is these are 5-minute bars, and you can use whatever bars you want. So it's gonna say when I buy one, time in trade is not minutes, it's bars, because this is a 5-minute bar, and if you go 2 bars, this is the current bar, 2 bars, this is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30, blah blah blah, right? So that's, give me 1 second. Josh, AMT multimode is just a study to basically fix. 1 second. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah, that's just so you know how people use color condition and things like that. You can write all this crap. It's just annoying to keep writing it over and over. So I just created my own study to do multimode. Why did I do that? Because I can do certain things that um, it's impossible to do in color condition. One thing is impossible to do is the first signal only, because sometimes I want the first signal, and sometimes I want to put time in between, because the same signal can show up, but I don't want it to show up every minute. Give me some time in between. You pick whatever minutes you want, and you hit yes. That's the reasons I wrote what I want, things like that. And then sometimes, I think somebody asked for delta surge, and I did that. I don't use it, but there's, people can do whatever they want. But yeah, it's just one way to do it quicker that you can apply it to any study there is, right? Because what you do is how to evaluate a setup. If you have a really rule-based setup, what do you want to do? Well, let's run it. Let's pull that setup and pull that exact data directly, tick data from the chart, which is why I trust Sierra charts very much. I'm going to pull it directly, and what I also can do, later when I analyze it, I can go by tick, and I can add a stop and targets, or I can exit by time. I like by time, and I'll explain why it's very important to not have a stop and a target, but time only, to evaluate a proper setup. All right, so if we So let's go over this. Connect to the longs and shorts. I'm going to open of the next bar. Why? Signal bar is very hard to get. Okay, you're not going to get it. I'm going to tell you right now. If you say signal bar is going to look better, close of signal bar. Oh, okay, you're not going to get it. You're probably going to buy somewhere near the open of the next bar. So this is open of the next bar, and then exit price is going to just be close of the bar. Um, or you can do open of the next bar. Do whatever you want. I do close of the bar. Um, Usually that's how you can set up that. You can catch a close of the bar, but you cannot catch close of a signal bar because you won't know that signal is valid until it closes. All right. So anyway, so the whole time now I'm looking at this, I'm like, ah, okay. So if I do longs every single time, this is the average that it goes against me, the average that goes for me. But this is going the entire time. This is 2,000 days, right? And you're like, oh man, what if? And now the one thing I don't know is this back adjusted? Yes, it is. So it's date rollover back adjusted. So now I can go to the shorts. And it's like, here's the shorts. And this is how far it goes, right? I'm like, okay, but let's change points easier because we are trading ES. So I got 6 points against me. This is how much in favor. The shorts are easier on this, better. And you're wondering like, why is that? So what I want to do is I can either do this. I can say, let's just display it on a chart. So it'll tell me, you can barely see it, but this is the trade, right? So that was the entry and that's the exit. That is literally the exit because I picked, what did I pick? I picked timing trade 4 bars, you know, and that's the score. Doesn't really matter, and that's what I did. And if I say let's just hold it for 4 bars, 15 minutes, if I display that, and now the short should have their thing too. So in this particular case, that was the entry, that's the loss. It is what it is, right? And the reason I say I want to look at it by itself is because it matters, and this is why you want to look at how much does it go against me, how much goes in my favor. So what you can do for yourself, export your damn thing. You can export your data. I'm gonna export it here. IBB live. So we're gonna export it. All right, and I'm gonna show you in 2 seconds. If I open up, I'm gonna have this I'm going to give to the community, but if I open up my file, I have a particular equity curve that how I evaluate everything. And why do you want to do that? Is simple. You want to see what it really looks like. Okay? So this is I'm running this locally, but I'm going to put it on Streamlit for everybody. So I'm waiting for it to run. It's a longer code, so give it a second. Yep, equity curve, and we can evaluate all of that data trade by trade, because when you export it, it exports in a CSV file, everything from when you entered, from when you exited it, all that stuff. All right, so we're gonna browse for that file. We're going to IBB live stream. There we go. I'm gonna select all months, and the data from there is 8/30/2019, and we're gonna select all times. Okay. All right. So if I did this, everything, longs and shorts, this is what it looks like. It looks like, oh, you know what? It doesn't look like that. This is the problem. Now I have to go redo this because I can tell you data is missing right there. I have to probably re-download and scratch some stuff. So I'm gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is, because that's gonna take some time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scratch this to not 3,000 days, but we'll do 900 days. Okay. And I'm gonna have to kill the data real quickly. And this is the best way to do it, is right here. I'm gonna delete all this crap, all of it, select all. Sometimes that happens in Sierra. I'm usually also using a Sierra that I don't do the research on. So we're gonna go ahead and tag it and re-download all that data again, because what we're gonna do is look at that equity curve. and look at the drawdown and all that stuff. Right now, this is wrong. That's, and you can see it's missing. Like, oh, okay, it's missing. So I have to re-download all that and just run it, and we'll have it. And that's, I'm going to show you what IBB does in the first hour if you did 5-minute bars. And you can break it down later. You can do a 5-minute close, but execute on a tick chart or execute it on here and use those hold times, things like that. And then if something holds true by itself, um, which we can, I actually already have one. Let's just find it real quick. IBB. So IBB hold time, no stop. While that waits, I know already have that data. So this is what it looks like. The IBB, no stop, right? It looks like crap. Anyway, so in this particular case, it was a 5-minute 3-bar hold, so it's really 15 minutes. So if we go to the average hold time, it's 10 minutes, but it's a 15-minute average trade because of how it exits. 10-minute trade, sorry, 3-bar hold is 10-minute trade. No stops, 3,000 days, and this is going back to 2016. So now I can tell myself like, all right, this is losing, but when is it losing? Is it really good? What months is it? This looks like crap. I do not trade opening ranges of any kind. Um, Not worth it my time. You can see the months, things like that. What you really want to care about is all the way down here. This is what I care about only. I care about how I want to see how much it goes against me to how much it goes in my favor by itself. If I can find something where I can sustain um, the max excursion going against you, maximum adverse excursion going, which is negative. You enter, it goes against you. That's what this is. You enter, it goes in your favor. But you can enter, it can go sideways, go up and down, up and down. This measures the average within your trade, right? So I want this to be down here. It should not be high for me. Like this does not look good. I want this to be more. I want this to be a little less and just stay down here. I don't want these dots up here. It's just too much against my favor of how I trade, and that's what this is. Okay, this is your average profit loss. But MFE, MAE is a more important ratio, which is technically what this is. This is just the average. But this is in reality what this can produce if you are perfect, but you will never be perfect. But it's just not a winning strategy for me. If I look at the longs by themselves, this is what the longs look like. And then if I look at the shorts by themselves, that's what they look like. But this is over everything, right? Like it's like, oh, something happened here where it stopped working. Things like that. Like if you just did it blindly, and remember, this is on a 5-minute, 5-minute bar time, whole time. So that's why I don't do these type of setups. And we can say I don't want to start there. Start it from 2020. I want to see what this actually all looked like from 2020, and it's going to do all that. And it just wasn't that great. It really depends on your start time. On the equity curve will change. But if you are not holding this for 10 minutes, it doesn't really matter. Now, you can go in there and add stops, add targets, things like that to really fix this. But this, I like to look at no stop. How good is it by itself? If something is break even, slightly positive, I can. So that's what that is. Um, how do I turn down this music? This music is way too loud. There we go. I hope that makes sense. Um, so I will have more setups for you. I need to give you guys a PDF and you guys can look at this yourselves. But if you want to change this really quickly and see what, okay, so it did it. You got 900 days and it did it. There they are. Now you can say, I don't want to do that one anymore. What's the fastest way to do it? I don't want the hour. I want the first 5 minutes. So all you got to do is go 6 and type in 34. Hit apply. Wait. So that is your 5-minute opening range. And these are 5-minute bars. So first 5-minute close. And you have to pick your thing. So and I gotta fix all that. But yeah. Anyway, so that's how I essentially do all my stuff. And the reason you have an arrow right here is because you have to go in and hit the reclaim and change the time. Not there, but change the time to start at 6:35. So now I have a 5-minute one and I can export this, and I'll just do that real quickly. So this is all on. This is the 5-minute opening range, 5-minute bars, whatever. We're gonna hold 5 bars. I'm gonna export this really quickly. ESH. I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna pull this, browse, ESH, open. And this is your 5-minute opening range. If you did it for the past whatever time frame, this is what it looks like. Oh, look, when it started working right here. Horrible over here. But so if you change this, and you can say, whoop, not there. If you change the date to start in whatever that time, it looks great. So the start of when really matters. So you kind of look at, so that's why slope matters. Got it. All right, so yeah, so that's pretty much how I look at everything. So right now, by itself, it's not that bad. And let's look at my favorite thing, 4.3. I like I like it high. 4 and up is high. What does this tell me? If I'm perfect, which you won't be, I am going to be able to get a 4. What does this mean? Without a stop, anything, you should get a 1.08, your profit factor, right? Your risk reward ratios. So, but because this is a 4 and this holds up by itself without me doing a damn thing, I am able to do what? I can fix this. I can now go in and I can add a stop. Um, I can add a stop. I can add risk around it. I can add different things around it, things like that. So it's a 20-minute hold time, 25%. It's not the greatest, but that's because of this fall right here. But it looked really after this freaking springtime, this whole year it was just up, 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 up and away. So that's kind of what I look at, and let's go look at it over here. This looks much better. There's more over here. It's not the greatest, but I would still like this to be lower. And how can I do this? I can go limit of how much I'm willing to take a short on. So yeah. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So this is your 5-minute breakout. And that's just if you did it. So if you do longs only, not the best. But if I did shorts only, oh, they're pretty good. Again, it's 20-minute hold time, ES only. So you can do all kinds of stuff, and you can exclude holidays because there's holiday trading. Actually, no, there's no holiday trading on this one. But do not include FOMC, CPI, NFP, like those particular days. If you don't include them, you will have less money. But you know, believe it or not that bad during those days. Um, yeah, and this is starting from 8:30, and then change it up. And you can look at it here, like okay, this sucks in July, sucks the beginning of the year, sucks right here, and so you can kind of go evaluate when your setups work and when they don't, and whenever they don't, you can just say, you know what, for the future, I do not want to ever trade this ever again during these months, and then it can look like that, so. And your equity curve looks much better, and you actually technically make a little bit more money, but nothing much. Didn't lose that much, right? So anyway, um, that's what I got for you guys on that one. But let's go back to kill this and put this back on. All right, but I hope that makes sense. And this is also just an entry analyzer that looks at more in tick data. This is tick based, FYI. But it's a cool way to do it. All right. But I am gonna leave this position on. I think I'm gonna hop off on YouTube, go into Discord. But I think I'm gonna leave this on and let it be. And I we may have to do like a scheduled setup breakdown of whatever we want to do. But we'll see how we'll see if we can get as high as possible. So I am out of here. Yeah, no problem, man. Hey, before I hop off, do you have questions or does that make sense? And I can break down more things. Go into like we can pick a particular setup and go in depth of how to actually one how to quantify, which we started. That's your first step, and then how to quantify it even more to see if it makes sense for you. Where is it applicable to your account size? Well, the 5 minute one, I think it would be. It's not really going that much against you. You know, I have a lot of stuff like that. So, questions, you can send me a text, but I'll respond to your DM that you sent, and I just wanted to show you that stuff. But oh, software engineer, what do you write? You know what? I'm hopping off. I'll chat with you offline. How do I kill this? Where's this? Banners. Um, oh, yeah, so this position should be on even tomorrow, so that's why I'm not gonna sit here all day. Where is? There it is. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.